AI that's smarter than us, robots on Mars, aging reversed. Peter Diamandis' predictions for 2025 sound wild, but his track record is pretty solid. Let's break down what's next in this decade of AI dope.
All right, so we're diving into Peter Diamandis' top 10 tech predictions for 2025.
Yeah.
When you hear predictions and you kind of roll your eyes a little bit.
I was just thinking that. Like, how many predictions
Right.
have we all heard?
But Diamandis, right, founder of the XPREs, he's a pretty big name in the disruptive technology kind of space.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a pretty good track record. So I'm kind of curious to see what he thinks is coming down the pipeline.
Right.
So some of this stuff is wild.
Yeah.
AI that's actually smarter than us.
Oh, wow.
Robots on Mars.
Okay.
And maybe even reversing aging. Like what? So let's jump in. Where do we even begin with all this?
Well, he starts off with a pretty bold one, Grok 3.0. The AI from Elon Musk's XAI, he predicts will achieve an IQ of 140 plus.
140,
That's surpassing.
yeah, that's beyond gifted humans.
Yeah, gifted humans.
I mean, is this just like pie in the sky, or is there something, like real backing this up?
Well, I mean, just look at OpenAI's O1 model. I mean, that already hit a 120 IQ on a Mensa test.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was already that high.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not totally out of the question.
Right, and I think what's really driving all this progress is just the massive computing power that's available now.
Yeah.
XAI's Colossus cluster, which is the engine behind Grok, uses like a staggering 150,000 NVIDIA H100 and 50,000 H200 GPUs.
That's got to be like one of the most powerful AI systems.
It's one of the most powerful AI systems on the planet.
On the planet.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Elon Musk, he does tend to go big.
Yeah.
Tesla, SpaceX, I mean.
Doesn't he?
So is this prediction just another one of his moonshots?
Mm-hmm.
Or are we actually like on the verge of AI surpassing human intelligence? Like, I don't even know what that would look like.
Well, and I think that's the big question because the implications of that are just massive, right? Like imagine...
What does that even mean, though?
So like imagine AI making complex decisions, solving scientific mysteries, maybe even composing symphonies, right? Like we might be entering an era where human intelligence isn't the top dog anymore.
Whoa. Okay, so AI potentially outsmarting us, that's a big one. But Diamandis doesn't stop there.
Hey, want our free AI dope top AI tools that we use? Chat below. It's our live Google Sheets packed with over 100 killer tools, video, music, photos, AI voices, productivity, script writing, YouTube hacks, captions, the works. Always growing. Live Google Sheet. Always free. AI, dope top AI tools that we use. Download and chat below. Back to the show.
AI potentially outsmarting us, that's a big one. But Diamandis doesn't stop there. He's also talking about the final frontier.
Yeah.
Space travel. He predicts SpaceX's Starship will achieve full reusability in 2025.
Full reusability.
What does that even mean?
So that means capturing both the booster and the Starship after an orbital launch.
Got it.
Right. It's basically like an airplane landing after a flight and being ready to take off again.
Okay, so basically making space travel way cheaper, way more frequent.
Significantly cheaper, yeah, and more frequent.
Oh yeah, get cheaper. Starship's supposed to cost just $2 million per launch.
Wow.
Compared to like over $1 billion for the Saturn V. I mean, that's
incredible.
1,000-fold decrease.
Yeah.
All right. So now suddenly Mars missions, space tourism, even asteroid mining like that all starts to seem a lot closer than it did before.
Yeah.
But he doesn't stop there either. He's got another bold prediction. Trump is going to announce a boots on Mars by 2030 mission.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Those boots might belong to robots.
That's...
not humans.
Okay.
We're talking specifically about Optimus. The humanoid robot that's being developed by Tesla.
Oh, okay.
Which brings us to Diamandis' next prediction.
Right.
Over 1,000 humanoid robots in operation by 2025.
1,000.
And then exploding to, get this, billions.
Billions.
By 2040.
Wow.
I mean, think about it. They're projected to lease for just $10 a day.
Wow. That's cheaper than...
That's pretty cheap labor.
Yeah.
I mean, they could be working in factories, restaurants, even our homes.
Right.
So what happens to all the human jobs?
Yeah, that's the big question, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this could really reshape the global workforce. We're gonna have to, adapt and find new roles for humans in a world where robots can do a lot of the manual tasks that we've relied on humans for so long.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like we're gonna need a whole new way of thinking about work and jobs and the economy.
This whole new paradigm shift.
All right, now buckle up. This next one is mind-bending. Scientists are going to upload 1 million neurons of a honeybee brain
Okay, what does that mean?
in 2025.
Upload it where?
So it means they're going to map the neurons and synapses of a honeybee brain
Okay.
and create a digital simulation of it,
Like a virtual brain.
like a virtual brain, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I know it sounds like science fiction, but it actually builds on some earlier work that was done mapping the brain of a fruit fly.
Oh, wow.
So the big picture here is
Yeah.
mapping larger brains,
Like
like a mouse brain, or eventually maybe even a human brain.
Okay.
Like, can you imagine understanding the intricacies of consciousness, or even like developing AI that truly thinks like us?
Yeah.
All right. But Diamandis doesn't just stop at the brain. He goes even further.
He does.
He predicts human trials of epigenetic reprogramming
What is that?
will begin in 2025.
Okay.
So this is manipulating the epigenome.
Yeah.
It's like a layer of control on top of our genes to potentially reverse aging
Reverse aging.
at the cellular level.
So like Benjamin Button.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like, I mean, there are companies like Life Biosciences, New Limit, RetroBio. They're all trying to crack this code of longevity.
Okay, so we could actually be on the verge of not just extending lifespan, but like actually reversing the aging process itself.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing. Okay, let's come back down to earth for a second and talk about something a little more grounded, maybe.
Yeah.
Bitcoin. Diamandis thinks it's going to hit $250,000 in 2025.
250,000. Okay.
Yeah,
That's a pretty big number.
it is.
What's his reasoning for that?
Well, he points to the 2024 Bitcoin halving. There's going to be increased institutional adoption, and then there's even talk of Trump proposing a Bitcoin reserve.
A reserve.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, these factors, they could create a surge in demand and just push the price through the roof.
Okay. I mean, that's a pretty big jump, though, considering where it's at right now.
Right.
What could potentially derail this prediction?
I mean, well, government regulation's a big one.
Yeah.
There could be security breaches. And, let's face it, investor sentiment can change on a dime.
Mm-hmm.
It's a volatile asset.
And it's very volatile.
Predicting its future is, well, basically anyone's guess.
It's pretty tough.
Yeah. Okay. And now this last one, it's kind of connected to Bitcoin's energy consumption. Diamandis thinks Geneva nuclear power is going to take off in 2025.
Nuclear power. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
AI, Bitcoin, they both require massive amounts of power. And Geneva nuclear reactors, well, they're designed to be safer, more efficient, and they produce less waste.
So it's like a perfect solution to meet the growing energy demands of these technologies.
Exactly. And you know who's already on board? Big tech. Google, Amazon, Meta.
Really?
Yeah, they're all investing heavily in nuclear power.
So they see it as a key to powering the future.
Yeah, I think they do. All right, now let's end on a lighter note. Remember how Siri and Alexa can be so frustrating?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Diamandis thinks they're going to finally get smarter in 2025 thanks to all these advancements in AI.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Right. Maybe Siri will finally stop, butchering my name.
Right.
But think about it. Imagine having an AI assistant that you can actually have a conversation with. One that understands context, anticipates your needs.
Wow.
It'd be like having a super intelligent personal assistant in your pocket.
That's pretty cool thought.
All right, and finally, Diamandis predicts lightweight AR glasses.
AR glasses.
Yeah, they're going to become a reality in 2025.
Okay.
We're talking Meta, Apple. They're both developing glasses that blend the digital and physical world.
Huh.
So imagine information overlaid onto your vision, interactive holograms, virtual experiences that feel real.
I mean, it sounds like we're stepping right into a science fiction movie.
I know, right? And guess what?
What?
AI is going to be the driving force behind these glasses, creating these personalized, immersive experiences.
Wow.
So that's the first half of Diamandis' predictions.
Okay.
From super intelligent AI to space travel, robots. It sounds like 2025 is going to be a year of just incredible technological advancements.
Yeah, it does. It sounds pretty incredible.
What does it all mean?
That's the question.
Yeah, we'll delve into the implications and explore the second half of his predictions in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. This is going to be interesting.
So much to unpack there.
Yeah, it really is. 2025 could be a pivotal year.
Right.
Like we're on the verge of like a technological revolution, but with all this like crazy advancement, what are the implications? What is a world with, AI that's smarter than us, robots everywhere, and like potentially even life extension? What does that even look like?
Right.
I can't even picture it.
Well, I think let's start with the AI.
Okay.
I mean, if Diamandis is right about this Grok 3.0 and its capabilities, we're going to be dealing with AI that can think and learn and problem solve on a level we might not even comprehend.
I mean, that's exciting, but it's a little terrifying, to be honest.
It is.
Like, what does it mean for jobs, like the future of work?
Well, I think a lot of jobs that involve a lot of repetitive tasks or data analysis, those could be automated.
Right.
But this also creates opportunities. New industries, roles that require those uniquely human skills. Things like creativity, empathy, and critical thinking.
So it sounds like education, adaptability, like those are going to be even more crucial than they are now.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so AI, big changes. Let's talk about space travel.
Okay.
If Starship really does achieve full reusability,
right,
that could completely change space exploration and even commercialization of space.
Right.
I mean, imagine like regular flights to Mars, lunar bases, space tourism, like actually becoming a thing.
Yeah, and I think it's not just about, getting to those places. It's what we do when we get there. I mean, asteroid mining could be a real possibility.
Yeah.
That would give us access to incredible resources. We could even see, like, the birth of completely new industries and technologies that we can't even imagine right now.
It really is mind-boggling.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's shift gears again. Back down to Earth. Those humanoid robots that Diamandis is talking about, becoming like a normal part of life.
Yeah.
That raises a lot of questions. How do we interact with them? What are the ethical implications? I mean, how do we even make sure that these robots are used for good and they don't, turn into some sci-fi nightmare?
Right. I mean, it sounds very science fiction-y, but it's a conversation that we need to be having now.
Yeah, we can't wait until it's too late.
Right. We got to anticipate these challenges. We got to be ready with solutions before these things become commonplace.
It's a lot to think about. Okay, let's go back to one of the predictions that I thought was just like so fascinating. The Honeybee brain uploading.
Yeah.
What can we really learn from creating a digital simulation of a brain, even if it's a honeybee brain?
Right.
It's like we're trying to understand consciousness itself.
Yeah, it's like, could this help us create AI that actually thinks like a living being?
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
Right? And by studying a brain like that, at that level of detail, could we learn things about how we process information, how we form memories, even how emotions work? I mean, the implications are huge.
It's like, imagine being able to treat neurological disorders.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could like simulate the effects of different drug or therapies on a virtual brain before testing them on humans. I mean, that would be revolutionary.
That would be incredible. Okay, and speaking of revolutionizing medicine,
yeah,
Diamandis also predicts human trials for epigenetic reprogramming will start in 2025.
Oh, right.
Manipulating the epigenome to reverse aging.
Yeah.
I mean, the benefits are obvious, right?
Right.
Who wouldn't want to live longer, healthier?
Yeah.
But what about the risks?
Yeah, I mean, we have to be careful messing with something as fundamental as aging. That could have consequences we don't even foresee.
Right.
Could it create new health problems or make existing ones worse?
Yeah.
I mean, and there's the ethical questions, too.
Right, of course.
Who gets access to these treatments? Will it just further widen the gap between the haves and have-nots?
It's definitely a double-edged sword.
It is.
Okay, Bitcoin. Diamandis thinks it'll hit $250,000 in 2025.
Right.
But as you said, it's volatile.
It is.
What could stop it from reaching that price?
Well, I mean, governments are still trying to figure out how to regulate cryptocurrencies. I mean, any new laws or restrictions could definitely spook investors and slow adoption.
Right.
And then there's the environmental impact of Bitcoin mining. I mean, we can't ignore that.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's a huge energy hog, and a lot of that electricity comes from fossil fuels. So that raises some serious questions about sustainability.
It does. It feels like the future of Bitcoin depends on finding cleaner ways to mine it. And also navigating that whole regulatory maze.
Exactly, which brings us to the next prediction, jetting IV nuclear power.
Right. Potentially solving that energy problem.
Yeah, and it's not just for Bitcoin mining. It could be huge for AI, too.
Okay, so Diamandis thinks it's going to take off in 2025. Remind me, what makes it so promising?
Well, Gen IV reactors, they're just better. They're safer, they're more efficient, and they produce way less waste. I mean, they can even use existing nuclear waste as fuel.
Okay, so it solves a lot of the problems that we have with traditional nuclear power.
It does. I mean, there are still challenges, of course.
Like what?
Well, a lot of people are still really scared of nuclear power, and it's expensive to build these new reactors. But if we can get over those hurdles, this could be the answer to our clean energy needs.
It could power the future. Okay, let's have some fun.
Yeah.
AR glasses.
Right.
Diamandis says they're going to be real in 2025.
All right.
Thanks to companies like Meta and Apple. What are we going to be able to do with these things?
Well, imagine walking down the street and you see reviews of restaurants, right?
Okay.
Or like historical facts about buildings or even directions, like all overlaid on your view.
So it changes how we experience the world around us.
It fundamentally changes it. And these glasses will be powered by AI, right?
Right.
So they'll be personalized, intuitive. It's like having a virtual assistant that knows what you need before you even ask.
That's wild. But is it all good?
Well, I mean, there are concerns. Privacy, data security,
Right.
addiction. I mean, it's a lot of power in a tiny pair of glasses.
It is. So we've got to figure out the ethical side of this. Make sure it's used responsibly.
Absolutely.
Okay. Last prediction for this part of our deep dive. Smarter AI assistants.
Right.
Diamandis says Siri and Alexa are finally going to get it together in 2025.
Okay.
So instead of just, setting timers and playing music, imagine an AI that actually understands what you're saying, what you mean. It could anticipate your needs, maybe even provide emotional support.
It'd be like having a friend.
It would be, but then again, could these devices become too intrusive? Could they manipulate us emotionally?
Right.
I think it's a good reminder that as amazing as all this technology is, we can't forget about the human side of things.
Right. Technology should serve humanity, not the other way around.
Exactly. So Diamandis' predictions, I mean, they paint this picture of the future, full of potential, full of challenges. What's the biggest takeaway for you from all this?
Well, it's the convergence of all these different technologies.
Right.
AI powering space travel.
Right.
Robots solving labor shortages. Bitcoin, maybe even fueling a clean energy revolution.
It's all connected.
It is.
Like a technological symphony almost, but
Yeah.
we got to think about the ethical stuff too.
Absolutely.
The potential downsides.
You can't just embrace technology without thinking about the consequences.
Right.
We've got to make sure these advancements actually benefit humanity.
So how do we do that? How do we navigate all this and make sure technology serves us, not the other way around?
Well, it starts with awareness.
Good.
Education. We got to understand these technologies, the good, the bad. We got to be having these conversations about the ethics.
Right.
And actually develop some guidelines for responsible development.
So it's not just on scientists and engineers. It's on all of us.
It is.
Policymakers, business leaders, everyday people.
Yeah, we all have a role to play.
We do. And it's not just about avoiding the risks.
Right.
It's about using all this incredible technology to actually solve problems, like big problems.
Exactly.
Climate change, disaster relief, even improving quality of life as we age. I mean, it's a pretty amazing vision of the future, right?
It is.
But we got to get past all the hype and the fear and have some real thoughtful conversations about it. Ask the tough questions, challenge our assumptions, be willing to adapt.
The future's not set in stone.
Right.
We're creating it with every choice we make.
So Diamandis' predictions for 2025, they're fascinating, but the real message here, the future is in our hands.
It is.
And that's maybe the most exciting prediction of all.
I think you're right that we get to decide how this all unfolds.
We do.
And if you want another AI dope deep dive, check this next video and ask yourself, how lucky are we to live in these AI dope times?